What's up, sports fans? I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And welcome to another episode of Tailgate 956, a sports show that covers sports across the valley and the Lone Star State. Now, my brother, it has been, I'd say, it's been a very, very heartbreaking yet yay kind of type of season.
Every beginning has an end, I guess.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But, before we get started on that chunky episode that we have in store, here's a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics all throughout social media and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. Now,
well, I mean, there's some light at the end of this tunnel. At least starting on basketball, b-ball.
Oh yeah, you can tell because since I'm wearing some colors of a baseball team that's unfortunately left a lot of Houston fans with a lot of time in October, but we'll get to that soon enough.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But as you were saying, basketball is right around the corner. And hey, preseason games, my brother.
That's what I was gonna go ahead and say. Do you feel that these preseason will show us, what it's showing us already right now, that the Spurs are a better equipped team now?
You know what? It's been 2 games. The Spurs have played the Thunder, which they lost, and I'm all like, oh great. But then I'm all like, well, it's preseason.
And not only that, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible.
Well, the first game was pretty horrible, 127-89. So that was
wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But game two was different.
Game 2 was
Game 2 was different. I think. Wait. Oh no, sorry. My mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I was looking at the wrong part. It just jumped into that because it went straight to the Thunder. No. It was still bad. It was 140-114. I think. Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
Where did it take me?
That's what I was gonna say. I think it was 112-107.
112-107.
So
yes.
it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It was close. It was a close game nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a close game nonetheless.
Yeah, and then on their second game that they played against the Magic, they beat the Magic 107-97.
Yeah, which was even better.
Double digits.
That's what I was going at. So
actually, no, sorry. Well, double digits.
Yeah, it was double digits either way. Yeah, but that's what shocked me. I'm like, wait. I'm like, I don't remember it being that score.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's what threw me off. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. But despite all that, CP3 seems, during this game 2 against the Magic, it might be the answer. He might be the answer that they're looking for.
Well, I mean, they're moving to a good direction. Yeah, I know this is preseason, but it's promising at least. Not losing, and you know what I mean, and keeping the same rhythm that they did last year. It looks like they found something. Yes. Like you said, it's just been 2 games, even for the preseason. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, even though it's preseason, the Rockets are the same way, 1-1 too. They're doing good mm-hmm. too. Mavericks are doing actually horrible. Actually, the Spurs are not in last place in the Texas teams. Not this time, at least for preseason.
But once again, I go back to saying that, hey, it's preseason. Mm-hmm. It's preseason. So it doesn't say much. It might give a glimpse, or it might start going well enough. Even at that, with the Rockets winning as well. Preseason. Now I finally have the actual scores here of the Rockets against the Thunder, and like that was positive. 122-113.
Yeah. Second game 1.
Second game 1, definitely.
Yeah.
But yes, no, you know what? I'm not counting the Mavericks out. Like I said, 2 games preseason. Next, not next week, but the week after next, October 24th, 22nd. The Spurs are going to go up against the Mavericks, like last year. So hopefully, yes, with CP3 on board with the San Antonio Spurs, it might be in San Antonio's favor to win that night.
Well, I'm not gonna lie; it's gonna be a good show at the beginning of the season, right off the back, how at least they're starting all the teams.
Yes,
because yeah, you like you said, they play the Mavericks and then they play the Rockets on the 26th.
Yeah.
The 26th and the 24th, I believe.
Yeah. And a lot of problems that they have, it seems to be have changed too. Pretty much, passing the ball and attacking the paint more, which is great.
Well, that's what they needed.
Yeah.
They needed to help Wimby.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. He was just by himself, man, the whole time. Yeah. But no, luckily enough, it's looking great. It's looking positive, and I'm looking forward to this season starting.
Well, it's not looking like last season. That's what I'm kind of hopefully hoping for, because I didn't get a glimpse of that.
Oh no, definitely that. No. I hope not.
I like you said, it's just preseason, but you know what? At least I didn't get that glimpse.
No.
Flashbacks.
Game one, I was like, ooh. But hopefully with the Klay Thompson on board, Luka has more help now.
Oh, in that aspect for the Mavericks,
yes.
Yeah, they definitely. I think that's something that's gonna help a lot.
It's help, and it's needed as well too, because honestly, we need to bring an NBA championship from Texas.
And that was, the Mavericks were so close.
Yeah, I know they were well. Technically, although the top player of the Mavericks was Luka, so
it's because like that. Like I said, like no one showed up. Luka was the one-man team, and even though they put everything on Luka, it wasn't fair to say that, because he still had his numbers.
Oh, definitely.
So he still scored what he did his job.
Yeah.
Everybody else, what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah.
But nonetheless, that was last season. Hopefully, for a better season, like you said, we need that trophy in Texas. We need that championship here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great for either Rockets, Mavericks, or Spurs to come back with that. Especially Spurs. Hey man, they had the best team in history apparently. Spurs.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah, come on. We need those championships back, man.
Oh, definitely.
We need to go back to that standard.
Oh yeah, no, we do. And hope they barely did lose against the Jazz from what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
like percentage wise, 3-pointer, like they're 39-87. It wasn't, per se.
It was a very close game.
Yeah, it was a very close game, but
yeah, because like last season, I remember right off the bat, we didn't like those. It was
those stats were
30-20 game difference.
Yep, those bad stats, but
yeah, not what we want to see.
But we did commit a lot more fouls, though. That's for sure.
Well, give or take. It's the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
They need to go ahead and get warmed up a little bit. Maybe that's what needs to be done.
Yeah.
But sometimes physicality maybe wins the game.
Mm-hmm. And I hope when it comes going back to the Spurs, that CP3 stays healthy enough, because it's been known that right towards the end of the season, injury, and he's just like out.
Well, they need to, I guess, switch him out a little bit here and there, and just be mindful of anything that he might be a little injury, maybe set him out for a while or 2 games, just throughout the season to keep.
I could tell the chemistry between the players during that game when they played that it was a good flow. It was a good flow. So I feel positive. I think it was like a little testing ground to see how the starting five was going to start off, that game. So it's looking good.
It worked. Hey, the proof is there.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Yeah. But I agree, and I really look forward to it. And it's almost here.
Hopefully, starting October 22nd, it's a promising season. The only thing is, like I said, unfortunately, they're going to play against each other, so someone has to lose. But
as long, look, I'll be even satisfied if whichever team loses, it's by a few points.
Yeah, I get you.
It's by a few points. They'll be like, okay, they gave their best game one. All right.
I think Spurs being close to and not losing that bad to the Mavericks and the Rockets would show a lot.
It will show a lot.
Yeah,
yes,
it'll show a lot. So that's a good test to the beginning for the Spurs.
Definitely.
At least for the Spurs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with you on that.
Because unfortunately, they are the underdogs coming in to those games.
Definitely, they definitely are. Yes.
Especially Houston too. They came out short, but they were right there last season.
It's all right. It's all right, and I feel more positive too, because with that coming up, the Vipers are right around the corner as well too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to Vipers.
Oh yeah, looking forward.
I love going to those games.
I think tickets are already on sale for opening day when they go up against the Memphis Hustle, if I'm correct.
Hijo de suya,
yeah, definitely. So I'm looking forward to catching a couple of games.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
Yeah. bring that championship home to the Valley, baby.
Oh yeah, again, man. I have no idea what happened last season.
Injuries. It was injuries on both ends, man. It was like, honestly, that's what I feel that it was.
I was so shocked. I was so shocked that in the first round, I was like, boom, wow. Yeah. But nonetheless, I think they should have gotten they deserve to be a lot higher.
Yeah,
at least.
Oh, at least definitely
second or third round at minimum.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. And with the new coach they have, or old coach, pretty much, I feel that they're bringing home the championship.
No, the Vipers have been consistent.
Yeah,
been consistently good. I don't see any changes that would bring about that much of a big difference this season. They've been on top, and I think that they should stay on top this season.
They will. Well, the home opener is on Saturday, November 9th at 7 p.m. when they go up against the Memphis Hustle.
Nice.
So bring it on, Memphis.
You hear that, Valley? Let's go.
Let's go
Support the Vipers.
Let's go Vipers. Support local teams, man.
Yeah, definitely. They need our support. Come on, we need to bring that championship.
Oh, definitely.
On both, imagine both teams, Vipers and the Texas team.
And the Rockets doing phenomenal this season.
Yeah.
Well, you know where they get it? They get it from the Vipers.
True that.
Yeah, definitely. But on like November 9th, I'm counting the days, man. Counting the days because it's almost here.
It's close by.
NBA seasons are right around the corner.
Oh yeah, time flies before you know it.
Oh yes,
week by week.
Definitely. But yes, on to like off the court. Let's go towards
the gridiron.
How about them Cowboys, brother?
Well, like I said it. I like the Cowboys in my perspective, not only because they're my team. I feel like they moved up, although, of course, every commentator, although had us losing against the Steelers, that Fields had a phenomenal 3 games. He's doing really good. He's doing great. Now that the Cowboys beat them, Fields, I don't know if he should be the quarterback for the Steelers. I don't know where the Steelers are at. The Steelers are doing bad. They just lost the one game to the Cowboys, and apparently they can't give the credit to the Cowboys.
No, they can't. They can't. And from what I've been reading, and it's kind of true, that the media has like a beef or a bone to pick with Dak Prescott. Well, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, I can't. I actually would defend the media in that case because I have a bone to pick with Dak.
But here's in your defense and in our defense here in the show. Yeah. Like when we say something bad or negative or positive towards the Cowboys, we say why.
Yeah.
We bring the receipts.
Like I always tell you why in every game I still blame Dak.
And I agree with you. And I agree with you because you put valid points and it's right there. It's right there in the show.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess to certain points, the media, I guess some they do say, just things like negative things towards Dak, and no, he's a good as a person. He's a great person. He gives a lot to the city of Dallas, and he does a lot for the community. He really does. He does. Unfortunately, that part is great. As a role model, Dak is the perfect
great humanitarian, pretty much great humanitarian.
Oh yeah, I would not want another quarterback as a perspective from how he is of a good person. He's a very good person. I mean, what he's done for his family, nonetheless, that speaks because the man takes care of his family. On top of that, he takes care of the community and he gives back. So he gives a lot back. Oh, yes. And so I honestly, in that perspective, I wouldn't want anybody else if that's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So the media attacking him in other things, besides that, it's not football. That's not because of how he's playing or what he's done. Like I have, or in the situations that I brought up. I mean, just to say something is not valid. You know what I mean? Like somebody can say he's a bad person, but no. I mean, okay, what makes him a bad person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to tell me why too. I mean, I'm not gonna just think or take your word for it. He's a bad person, but a lot of people, that's a bad thing. Oh. Channel 5, whatever. Of course, it wasn't Channel 5, guys. I'm saying Channel 5.
Channel whatever. Channel
Infinity,
Channel Infinity.
Or News Infinity said that, Dak's this, and then, oh my God, they said it, so it must be true. And that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Like in this case, a lot of people are giving credit I think, too much credit to Dak.
Uh-huh.
And although he deserves the credit because he threw the winning pass. And another big thing that I give him props for is that he dove for that ball like there was no tomorrow, defending and giving us a chance to continue being in the ball game. Besides, not only that, bringing us the win because he did throw the pass. He did it and he put his body in danger. And doing that as a QB really speaks a lot in that perspective.
It says, yeah, it does say a lot, yeah.
But I mean, like I said, as a good person, he's a good person. But what I don't like is that if we would have had another quarterback, and this is where we go back to everything again, is like, okay, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble was his, 2 sacks that could have been prevented, and almost all his sacks, almost all, and I do guys, there's a few that they've gotten from behind. Almost all his sacks are from the front. He's seen the defender come to him. Throw the ball. Throw the ball away. So that's why I make a big fuss about the sacks because it's preventable.
Yeah.
Instead of taking those loss of yardage, like, man, and in some of those, not in this game, but I believe it was in the last game, in our last game, he took a sack. And that took us out of field goal range really bad. Instead of getting 3 points, what happened? We had to punt.
Yeah.
You didn't even give our kicker a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's a good kicker. I mean, he could have done. He could throw from. I mean, he could kick from apparently already 60 yards.
Hey man, give that boy a loafer. Those kicks money.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we had more things go back too.
Yeah.
I mean, we had another fumble from our running back. Dow, and then we got a field goal block, and then we've had, apart from all that, injuries to top it off. On top of that, it was a lot of injuries, and then on this game itself, 2 of our defensive linemen injured, and 2 more offensive linemen injured too. You know what I mean? Here and there. Yeah. Zach Martin even gave us a scare too. Yeah. So it was like, wow, it was like a lot of bad things negative happened.
Dehydration, though, from what I understand.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I mean, it still gave us a scare. That's why I said it gave us a scare because of an injury or whatever. But like I said, the things that he did, that really were the interceptions. That you cannot do that. You cannot do that in a game this close.
No, you can't.
So another thing though that I wanted to prove a point is that a lot of people say that the Cowboys swept under the rug the win from the Steelers.
Yeah.
And although I do consider it was a close game and everything, but we really didn't sweep the win out of your hands or off your feet.
It was a fought victory.
Well, I mean, like I said, a lot of errors were in ours. We had 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and then you guys had 2 sacks. On top of that, and we were still in the game. So, I mean, with that all being said, I give props to our team considering with all the injuries and everything, we were still in the game with all that.
Especially the defense. The defense was right. Like they held the line as much as they could.
The defense, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and the punt block too.
The punt block.
I mean, the field goal block.
Yeah, field goal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on top of everything, so everything was bad for our side. Not only that, 11 penalties to top it off on the Cowboys.
Texans.
So, estamos iguales. It's the same.
They were competing with most penalties in Texas. Jeez.
Exactly. Who gets more penalties?
Well, then we'll get into that one.
So to say that we swept no, I think more it would be more accurate to say that the Steelers almost swept the win out of our rug. You know what I mean? Because even with all those mistakes, we were still in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that they made more mistakes than us and then we won. No, if they would have made more mistakes, they would have had more penalties, they would have more fumbles, more interceptions. Maybe I would have said the opposite. We dropped it up to the rug.
Yeah.
But no, we did so many. We damaged ourselves. We inflict self-inflicting wounds left and right. and on top of that, bad things occurred. Injuries and the pump block. On top of that,
the weather wasn't agreeing.
The weather,
everything, everything.
Actually, in that case, the Steelers had more of a chance on their territory. They had more an advantage. But you see, that's the kind of stuff that I give props to my Cowboys, and this is what keeps me happy. And it's like, no matter what, all the circumstances, they came out with a win and showed everybody, because everybody was going that we were the underdogs, that the Steelers were gonna win, and we came up on top. And they needed this win. They really did. Like I said we talked about it last time. We needed this win.
It was gonna prove like if they have a chance this season.
Exactly.
They have a chance.
If they're going towards the right direction.
If they're still live.
Exactly. Exactly. If they're still live, if they're bound for to become better, they're getting better if they're heading towards that direction. Talking about this week, going into the Lions, we not only have the injuries that we already had, we have more of the defensive linemen, Nealand, and on top of that, Kendricks, our linebacker, out on top of the injuries that we already have. It's not looking good, but you know what? I'm excited still to watch the Cowboys play. You know what? We have a lot of injuries on both sides of the field. On top of that, though, I'm surprised that all our receivers, like Tolbert, I'm surprised he's playing this week. I really am thinking that he's not going to play this week. So I mean, I don't want to jinx it or nothing. It's not. They haven't posted anything, but there's still days coming into the game tomorrow. Well, they still have tomorrow or even Sunday to even say Tolbert's not playing. That with Cooks and Tolbert out, that's gonna really.
And part of, from what I'm reading right now, apparently it was released an hour ago. Parsons, he won't play week 6.
Oh no, yeah, Parsons was already. He's not gonna play. Also, he's out. In Lawrence too. And then, like I said, Nealand from last game too. There's a couple of more injuries, but those are the most significant wounds that we're gonna have to deal with.
Those high ankle sprains, man. Those high ankle sprains, they ain't no joke.
And then, man, like I said, if Tolbert doesn't play, we already have Cooks out. Man, Tolbert, it's like the Detroit Lions really have like. We are the underdogs coming into this game.
Yes.
This one we are. I mean, even with the Steelers, we were too. I really do feel like we were because Steelers had more success. But this one, I really do feel, unfortunately, like a very big underdogs. But I believe in the Cowboys, and they can make it happen. If they made it happen this past week, they can do it again.
Well, yes, no, they pretty much broke. They're second place in the NFC North, right underneath the Vikings, but they're 3-1, and we are 3-2. So it's gonna be neck and neck. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be close to the edge, kind of like what it was with the Steelers. I feel.
I mean, but they're a more healthy team. That's the problem. I'm not saying
that's a problem
for that reason. I'm saying more that they're a healthier team. They have more healthy players. Their starters, they have more in that case. And I kind of believe that the Lions and us, we were at a good level starting point. But with all the injuries, I do feel like we're the underdogs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely on the underdogs.
But like I said, hey, look at what we did with the Steelers. With on top of all the self-inflicting wounds that we did. Imagine if we don't do all those mistakes. We don't do them. Dak, I'm counting on Dak.
I feel going into this game against Detroit, I feel a lot of that's going to be corrected. A lot of that's going to be corrected.
I hope so, because you know what? With all these injuries, it really is on someone's hand, and it's the person that I've been talking about that constantly. And we're talking about Dak needs to quit his mistakes, be the leader, be that $60 million leader.
Oh yeah,
and on top of that, help pave the way for your team to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pave the way. Don't get too much stuck in your head. I mean, don't make those mistakes. Don't make those costly mistakes. Don't get sacked. Don't do interception. Protect the ball.
Yeah. Well, the same thing goes with Lamb was saying. You were telling me like he
Oh,
finally said was saying.
He finally, yes. Everybody was all like questioning. What did he say?
What did he
Man,
say?
I'm not gonna lie, I was scared too when he said because I was like, "What did he say?"
He was heated.
He was heated, and I mean, with all that was that was Dak's second interception.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, I hear you, I get you." But he finally said that he said jump ball.
Oh, jump ball.
Like to throw it over his head.
I thought he said he knows why Thor cries.
Thunder.
He's like, I know why Thor cries. No, little okay. But so no, yeah, but it's true though. Back to like the serious thing. But
We've seen a lot of catches that he makes, and they have been like tippy toe jumping. So yeah, I do see, and he would have had an advantage on overhead pass.
On overhead passes, yeah. And I feel Lamb would have shined a lot more.
Yes, and I feel like unfortunately, I don't know if that's what worked. But I feel like Lamb was not targeted as much as he should have been.
He wasn't. I'm guessing maybe he was afraid because of the rain or because water, the field or whatnot.
I couldn't see that deep into it, but I always picture that you're playing against the Cowboys, you're gonna double cover
them. Yeah.
So but that opened up a lot of other windows, which gave a lot like Tolbert a lot of opportunities, a lot of rushing, and like a good receiver, he outshined because he was doing his job and Dak was targeting him.
Yes.
So yeah. So I feel overall like they're doing good. So hopefully they can keep the positive, leave the negative, and
tweak it up a little bit. Hopefully the defense stays solid against this game on Detroit. But
it's gonna be kind of hard.
Sunday.
Oh yes, I mean it's gonna be a good game nonetheless. But I'm excited. I am excited, but I'm still nervous. I mean, too many injuries.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of injuries and speaking of excitement, the Houston Texans managed to prevail despite the injuries against, may I say it?
The Bills. Against the Bills, yeah.
Yes, definitely against the Bills. And honestly, I was afraid of this game. I was really afraid of this game because the Bills they're no joke. I feel that offensive-wise, we only had, Collins? And even if he left throughout half of the...
Yeah.
He ended up not coming back. So despite all that, we still managed to scrape up a win against them. And honestly, I'm happy. And I'm happy with the schedule that we have against New England as well.
Oh no, that should be a kick in the walk for you guys. Oh yeah, that should be a kick in the walk.
Definitely. Yeah. Like honestly, this 2023 win against the Bills, Framer. Honestly, give that man a low for the kick. Like I said earlier, that field goal is money, baby. So honestly, your
kicker is good.
Yeah. Like they won it again for us. It was too close for comfort, but despite all that, Stroud stood on ground with 1,385 yards. So 184, 567 with Collins so far. So it's looking great. From what I understand here, Mixon's back in the mix.
That's what I was going to say because who was your injuries? Mixon and Collins, right?
And Pierce. Collins is the one that's out.
Pierce. I say Mixon. I say Mixon. But
everybody says that. Pierce.
Pierce. Yeah. We said it at the beginning. Yeah. If Mixon would have gotten injured, Pierce has to come in. I don't think it's going to be as successful of a running game. And what happened?
Yeah, and it's true. It's true.
I mean, I don't think it would have been any different. But I
gotta say, Stroud is carrying this team right now a lot.
Definitely
a lot, despite the injuries as well too.
Well, I am the
penalties from Tunzel, but yes,
regarding the penalties, that is something too. Yes. But what I was gonna say was your defense really did and outshined this past week against the Bills. Yeah, I mean, you kept the Texans kept Josh Allen 9 completions out of 30.
Yes.
For 100, even then, 131 yards and a TD. I mean, that's Josh Allen for you. But that also shows what the Texans defense did, and I'm really surprised because I mean I know they were having kind of a like trouble here and there, but they did a really good job against the Bills, and I think that's what gave the chance for the Texans in offense to go ahead and do what they're able to do.
Yes. No, but it was a great game. Close. It was close.
Yeah,
nail biter.
It was
nail biter. But we managed to prove enough that I honestly feel like this team is a playoff Super Bowl contending team, and I'm not saying that as a biased, football fan. The way it's lined up, despite the injuries, and here's what I was thinking to myself: if it wasn't for the injuries, how more phenomenal would this team be?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. With Mixon, I mean Collins, he just left. This past game, but with Mixon, I'm not gonna lie. The running game would be a lot more and I think that's what Stroud is missing because all the pressure's on him. Because everybody knows that to succeed or when they're 3 and long, 3rd and long, or they're in the red zone, what's gonna have to happen? They're gonna have to throw the ball. And that's a big issue with not having Mixon because Mixon really did that.
It also shows the pretty much the flaw in their strategy in the offensive line. But luckily, field goals have been in our favor.
Hey, 7 penalties too. Not bad.
Oh, because Tonto was injured. From what I read, the injuries are bad. I wish no injuries on no player, but I'm like, it's because he was injured, honestly. But no, he's back. He's back in the mix.
So those penalties are gonna go up.
Right back up there.
We're gonna get that.
More stress. There you go. More stress, guys.
It's gonna go up.
No, I'm pretty sure he had time to focus. At least I hope he had time to focus.
They need a I don't know. They need a new count or something.
No. It's like I said. It's like that scene from Man on Fire. They need the bricks release you. You don't jump before the bricks. Tonto, the bricks release you.
Don't move until I tap you or something like that.
Until you hear a hut. Or here we go, something.
Let's say, here we go.
Or something. Whatever Stroud says.
But hey. 4-1, 4-1, and then not only that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but like I said, like this against New England, Texans definitely need to come up on top. They should come up on top.
They should not count this team.
And if they get Mixon this week,
yep.
You know what? Just pass the ball to Mixon.
Yeah.
You know what?
I know he'll be hungry to get back in that game.
It's going to be a good game to get him back in the rhythm,
back in the momentum of it all.
Because if you would have played the Bills, maybe I would have said a little bit, take it easy, do a little bit here and there, both sides.
Recover.
Let him recover, switch him up around a little bit. But against New England, I just had him the ball. He'll cut through butter like butter.
Don't worry, Bill Checker Brady can destroy him
like butter,
like butter, like a hot knife through butter. Oh man, but here I'm looking forward to Sunday too. So it's looking for a win, but I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna count the team out because it always happens that the least crappy team.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be the first,
and we like our teams end up losing.
Yeah.
Like for example, was it the Falcons and the Cowboys last season? Oh no, it wasn't the Falcons. It was the Cardinals. The Cardinals, wasn't it?
Well. Us or the Falcons, whichever one.
No, it wasn't the Falcons. It was the Cardinals. No,
it was the ones that it was 2 years ago when we came back from behind with an onside kick.
No. I'm talking about last season when the one team that everyone expected to lose, they ended up like it was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. It was one of those teams that they got slaughtered right after they had slaughtered the Giants. Yeah.
But you see, that's why at the beginning of the season you cannot really you can make your predictions, but. Don't be too you can't be too shocked about the.
You can't be too bold in predictions.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the season, you really don't know. New players are in the mix, new things. One player makes a huge difference. Or cannot.
And that's what I'm thinking about the new rookie quarterback that New England have. May.
Well,
his name is May.
You see,
May Day or May.
Whether he's good, great, bad. There's an advantage to a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's that he doesn't have the experience or enough experience. So if they put pressure, I know a lot of people against new quarterbacks, a lot of coaches, I don't know why they play them back with space, zone
Mm-hmm.
and everything. But that's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to know if he's the next, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, or if he's the next Trout.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to cut it off at the legs. Just whether he is or not. Put pressure on him.
Yeah.
Whether he's good, it takes a while for him to get that experience. The experience gets him there.
Yeah.
And they need to put pressure on him.
Definitely.
Whether, like I said, he's a good or bad quarterback. God, we don't even know his future. Of course, nobody does.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to put pressure on him, no matter what. Yeah, they cannot let up. They need to put pressure.
They do. The only reason I'm saying that is because last season, who was a rookie? C.J. Stroud. And he had a phenomenal season that took him along the rest of the Texans went to the playoffs.
But tell me if not, they don't put if they would have put pressure.
They did have pressure on them. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think last year they would have put a lot of pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
They would straight back and everything, and that's what amazed me the most because he was still able to make those throws, even though that's what they defended more in zone because of how, and that's why I thought he was good because he kept his patience and rhythm, and everything. Yes. Now they are attacking him this season. They are putting more pressure on him than they do.
Kind of like figured it out a bit,
of course, because they want to put him pressure because if he has enough time in that pocket, he's gonna make that throw.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna make
definitely.
that. He's gonna make that throw and he's gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of teams found that out because he is a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I know he is. He is. And we're gonna see how phenomenal he is. He's gonna shine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna give him the.
But I hope the defense can hold up and hold that new rookie quarterback in New England.
Well, give they need to give him enough time.
Break him.
If they play like they did against the Bills, I have no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But they do need the defense needs to continue to play great to go ahead and give Stroud the opportunity for them to win. Because unfortunately, the offense is the one that scores.
Yeah.
And also the like I said, defense are very important. I mean, even the Cowboys without the defense, they wouldn't have given the chance for Dak to make that throw. They kept the offense, the Steelers' offense at bay. So kudos to the both defense.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my brother, before we get up to the final segment, I think we're gonna do something a little bit different this week.
All right.
Because I have a lot to say when it comes to the Houston Astros. Both good and both bad. But let's go ahead with our favorite segment of the show. The Ponte Pilas. And this is Mijo. Let's go in with the bad news first, because why go with the good news? well, got a drum roll, my good friend. This week's Ponte Pilas Award goes to, well, even though the media hates him and whatnot, Dak Prescott, definitely. Because, as you said earlier, the amount of mistakes that he made throughout the show, the interception, the sacks, amount that didn't go to the sacks, that's not the way to go about it if you want to shine as a quarterback.
Leader
as a leader as well too.
To pave the need to be the person to pave the win,
to inspire your team to win. So honestly, I feel that he needs to get his act together because the Detroit Lions they're not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same.
And that's what I'm talking about. The same thing is that I know he threw the winning, but why be in that situation? We could have been 2-3 touchdowns ahead. He made 2 interceptions. Those would have been 2 TDs. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I mean the punt, the field goal block, we can't really count for that. And you know what? It happens. The mistakes. It wasn't the kicker's fault. It wasn't the hander's fault. That's a mistake. But that's 3 points already that got taken away from us.
Yes.
And imagine if that was the winning field goal.
Yes.
We cannot be left with situations where we can win by a little bit.
Definitely.
And that's why I take this and I put more because I expect more, not even because he's getting paid the $60 million, but on top of that, because he's the leader of this team. He should be the leader of this team. He's the QB.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. And I feel that that's the reason why this upcoming game he needs to honestly focus and was it Lamb throw higher. Jump ball. honestly, I feel that if he starts, pretty much focusing on doing that, we might see less of interception Dak.
Yeah.
The turnover Dak or the Baker Dak, as they are.
He needs to give our receivers a shot.
Mm.
Even Lamb has taken some interceptions away
Yes.
from he's fought or
He's fought,
taken away the ball.
He's avoided that.
Yeah, he's avoid. I've seen him when it's thrown to him at least.
Definitely, yes. And honestly, like right now is a very important. It's a very important season. Since their defensive coordinator left to be the head coach of the Commanders, who are number one in their division right now, which surprised. Like I'm surprised.
But I'm not gonna. That's not him. That's all the QB.
Yeah,
and that's this season. But you know what? Even though they can have it there, and you know what? If you like going a little bit into the Commanders, they're gonna have a successful season this year. And the second half of the season, I don't know, maybe. But let me tell you something about what I've always said. He's a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If he keeps on running and doesn't start throwing more, he's gonna get injured eventually. And after that injury, how he deals with that injury will say a lot more about him. Because how many quarterbacks with an injury that were runners came back and played like they did? None of them. None of them.
I agree.
So, they're doing hot and everything, but I would trade a pocket quarterback over a running quarterback any day.
I agree with you 100% on that.
So, I mean, they can have the season. That's fine. But it eventually, with all the tackling, it's going to wear them down.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel that, Dak needs to tweak up his game a little bit more. Maybe listen to his teammates, open his mind, not close off, not freak out.
I feel like he just needs to just make less mistakes. That's
why to avoid those mistakes. Yeah.
Just avoid mistakes. And I agree.
Yeah. Well, that's our Ponte Pilas award for this week. Now for Ese Mico award, it's a tie. It's a tie, my brother. Because it also goes out to the Houston Texans for having a phenomenal game against the Bills. It was a close game, but still they proved injuries and whatnot. They still proved out. And the Dallas Cowboys defense for pretty much holding the line despite the injuries that they had. Because some of the star players weren't even playing.
I think that's the key word. That's why, if anything, that's the most. That's what I give them most credit for. That they did their job with the injuries that they had.
Yeah.
And on top, gained on top of that.
They were ragged by towards the end of that game. It was football.
But nonetheless, corners
as they played till the wee hours in the Monday morning.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Man, they played. Yeah, even with all that late start, rain, all that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, but yeah. I couldn't agree with you more, and that's why I do agree with giving it to the defense in this case, because despite all that, you know what?
Yeah,
they did that.
And like I said, I give it to the Houston Texans because all of them put in their all effort despite the injury, defense, offense, everything.
No, especially how you saw an improvement on their defense.
A big improvement.
You saw a big improvement. How they played against the Bills. I mean, if they wouldn't have done if they would have played like how they played before in other games like they did against the Bills, they wouldn't have given your offense a chance to win the game.
Yeah, definitely.
And they really did. They really did, especially against a QB veteran like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
To have those numbers, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. No. Kudos to the defense.
Definitely. Well, those are Ponte Pilas and Ese Mijo awards for this week. You might be thinking to yourself, wow, why so early? What else do these guys have in store? Well, as you can tell, I'm not wearing my PJs. The Houston Astros have ended their season a little bit early. And a lot of Houston fans, I myself, and Don Freddy as well, are bummed out. Because honestly, we did not see that coming.
No.
We did not see that coming. We honestly thought we were going to sweep the Tigers. Or if anything, it was going to go to a game 3. But that wasn't the case. And honestly, it's okay. But they did have a great season despite the rough start they had. And here's the one pitcher who I'm going to blame for this and it's the one that I've been pretty much not a big fan of throughout this whole season and previous season. Framer Valdez, the emotional pitcher of the Houston Astros starter, and I feel he shouldn't be starting. I feel he shouldn't even be part of the Houston Astros anymore. And here's my reasons why. Game 1 against the Yankees, opening day, they lost. Who was pitching that game? Framer Valdez. The last game, well, not pretty much the last game, but game 1 of the wild card this season, despite the work that was put in by everyone, who was the pitcher? Framer Valdez. I, for one, and probably Don Freddie and also other Houston Astros fans as well can agree that Framer shouldn't be on the Astros anymore.
Boom.
Boom.
Let's go ahead and use his cap.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Designated for assignment. We sent Kikuchi because honestly, I felt Kikuchi should have been the first one for game 1 because homeboy's been a lucky charm despite that one game that he lost. But since they signed him, Astros have won. So I feel that if he would have pitched that game 1 against the Tigers, it would have been a different story. My 3 pitchers for those 3 games are as follows: Kikuchi, Brown, and Aaron Getty.
I would have had Aaron Getty first. I don't know why. I feel like Kikuchi. I want to go for secure the middle. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Like Kikuchi in the middle, and then
he would have been great to open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's always pitch, but hey, it's a really big role in that.
Valdez is not in the picture.
Yeah. So the whole point is about him not being in the picture, yes. But it would have been a totally different story. I would have been like, oh, yeah, Astros, whooping on the Guardians because we whooped them, before the last, few games of the season. That would have been great.
Or Blanco,
or Blanco, yes.
Yeah, we were talking about
anybody but Framer Valdez to start off the wild card would have set in motion the chain of events, put in the momentum of the team, and I feel that we would have won it. Although, despite there's other bats that we weren't hitting as well enough, but I feel that had a lot to do
with the momentum.
With the momentum, yeah.
I feel it impacts you a lot differently.
It does.
Things.
It does.
Situations.
It does. Honestly, it would have been different. It would have been, and you know what? Either way, I feel that we had a great season despite the abysmal start and the infamous nickname, the Lastros. Man, did that haunt me for this whole season.
But it's funny because we ended up being first in the division.
And all those teams that talked all that smack got eliminated. And us from last place to first place, we clinched the division. You know what I mean? We clinched the division. And despite the conference final that we won, the World Series, the 2 World Series that we have and all that, hey, we're not relentless. We're undeniable. The Houston Astros are undeniable that they are a great baseball team.
No, it's a great franchise, man.
Yeah,
it's a great
franchise. It's a great franchise. And I feel this offseason, they need to tighten it up, get rid of Valdez, trade him for something, trade him, get Kikuchi, and you know what?
Definitely.
And also sign again Alex Bregman.
That I agree with Bregman. I agree with Kikuchi, but I do feel like they need to bring someone else to.
Yeah, they also need that. But Kikuchi, there's a quote from Kikuchi.
Okay,
right
I'm interested in this.
After the season, from his interpreter, but I feel like he speaks really well English. But either way, he said, "I can see why Houston's really a good organization, a really good team for years, and hopefully there's a chance that come back."
Oh, that sounds like sign me up.
Yeah. So he's open because he had a great time with that.
And hopefully the front office does not let that guy go, man.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to let Kikuchi go, man.
Or Alex Bregman. Honestly, as soon as the season ended, he said, "Thank you, Houston." I'm like, no.
I don't like that. I don't
like that. As soon as "Thank you, Houston." But in interviews, he was vocal. One person who was very vocal was Jose Altuve.
Yeah,
you never hear him
talked about it.
Yeah, he never said anything, but he has honestly said, "Hey, you know what? I want him back. All of us want him back."
Yeah, he's a great player.
He believes in the front office and management and all that they'll offer him a good contract for him to come back. I'm like, for Jose Altuve to speak up says a lot. It says a lot for him to sign Alex Bregman up. And even Alex Bregman, during an interview, he's also said, "Hey, my son was raised here, my family's raised here and whatnot." So I'm like, that's phenomenal. That's great. That's great. So I feel that they should sign him back and pretty much focus on getting pitcher, getting Kikuchi, and getting somebody else. Somebody else.
I agree. They need to go ahead and they get somebody. But yeah, definitely keep Bregman and Kikuchi, man.
But one person who I feel that probably won't be coming back, or probably will come back, it depends on the contract negotiations how they go. Justin Verlander.
Oh, that's been a little bit up in the air, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been up in the air. Yeah, he's not ready to step away yet, but he knows, and even he said so himself. Like, hey, I didn't do great this season.
No, but acknowledgement is part of the.
He acknowledges which is great on his part. Shows what kind of character he is, and even if he were to step away from the Houston Astros, all right, bow out. Great. If it'll be awesome if he retires as an Astro. Like, I'm going to retire, and he retires as an Astro. That'll be even phenomenal. That'll be even better. But that's not the case. But honestly, yeah, even though self-acknowledgement that, hey, you haven't been playing so hot, so red hot, despite, the way it's been going. Yeah, it's understandable if they trade you. But honestly, yeah, the kind of contract that they have offer him will be a great opening, to re-sign Alex Bregman or bring in another pitcher.
Yeah.
And from what I've read and heard, Josh Bell, who originally I wanted, the one that plays for the Marlins, first baseman. I heard he's going to become a free agent. They've been looking at him, so I hope they sign him because they need somebody solid at first base. Although I'm not discrediting Singleton, he did the best that he could.
But Bell's
more of a solid player, more solid of a hitter.
Well, I'm seeing him in the in the hot seat.
Yeah, in the hot seat, pretty much, yes.
If they do get Bell.
Yeah. But honestly, one player that I feel they need to get rid of, and I'll say it again, Framber Valdez.
We got a lot of bright stars, a lot of bright pitchers. Kikuchi, Arrighetti. I love that guy, man. Like that guy. Wow.
Great improvement from Hunter Brown and Arrighetti.
Wow.
Great improvement. And you've seen it.
Wow.
Even toward the end, Arrighetti did get thrown out with justification, but he mouthed off to the umpire. But hey, you know what?
I didn't see anything.
But from what I hear of Dana Brown and the GM of the Astros, he's saying we're gonna have some conversations with Bregman in terms of coming back, and Jose saying they both want him back, Dana Brown and Jose Altuve. So that's a positive. That's a positive. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a positive. So either way, for me, the season starts in 160 some more days, I believe. March 22
May. Well, let me tell you this: are you scared at all for them to trade Arrighetti?
No, and I feel like they won't. They won't.
I hope not.
No, they won't. They won't.
I really hope they don't. I really
or
do.
no Blanco, but I feel
I wouldn't. No.
No.
I think, man. I mean, I guess it depends on for who too, because maybe there's it's a different pitcher, but I still think Blanco's just a great pitcher. Nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. He is.
He had a little bit of a down during the season, but nonetheless, he was a great pitcher, man. He almost always shows up, man.
Yeah. Well, either way, we have 166 days, 4 hours, 59 minutes, and 44 seconds ago till opening day.
And
Houston Astros fans.
And the clock is ticking again.
Yes. Oh, and the clock is ticking. Yeah. As soon as that game won, I started looking up the date. I'm like, how many days? 179. Okay, 179 days ago. Let's go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Tons of false start.
False start.
Yeah, false son of a gun. Anyhow, though, like I said before, despite the division that we achieved from last place to first place, the World Series, the amount of the times that we've been in the postseason, relentless, yes, undeniable. The Houston Astros are undeniable, and for that, Freddie, I say, and I got a little bit of something here. Yeah. Oh yeah.
23 flavors.
Right here. Houston Astros fan right here. Houston Astros fan right here. This is a 23 flavor salute, guys. Boom. Let's open these bad boys, my friend.
Cheers.
Cheers. Boom. Here's the 2025 Houston Astros. Ah, yeah, it's a fresh one. That is a fresh one. It's a fresh one, ladies and gentlemen.
Always enjoying.
Well, my brother, it has been a chunky filled episode.
Yep, a lot of stuff happened.
A lot of ups and downs. Time to put I'll probably sleep in this. This is how heartbroken I am. No, I'll probably stand in those white. Anyhow. Trado. Anyhow, once again, I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And we'll see you guys at the next tailgate. My brother, let's go enjoy this Dr. Pepper and go get some wings.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, shakalaka.
Some wings with these spicy things.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, man. Well, at least I won't get a wrinkle.